Hey everybody, it's Mike and Denise. I am 55 years young. Denise is,
54 years young.
you got yours backwards. You got to flip it
This
around.
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have these funny little, these are vegan. It's not actually fur, but it just keeps the wind out of these things.
Yeah.
Is yours on the right side now?
It muffles the wind and the
Yes.
air noises.
All right. Unless you've been asleep for the last couple decades, you know that almost everybody's chronically ill these days. Why is that? What the heck is going on? I mean, really. And this is a space that we're in. We're in health span and longevity. I wrote a book called Live to 150. I'm an optimist. I think that as long as you learn the right habits, that you should be able to double your lifespan. Question is, what are the right habits? What is going wrong? Like Denise and I were talking about this. What are some of the few quick things that the average person can do that would dramatically improve their health? That's the question, okay? Everybody wants to know that. That's like the secret, right?
Yeah.
So what is it? What is everyone doing that's causing all kinds of problems?
I think the number one factor is eating high-fat food.
Do you like high-fat food, Denise?
I do.
Yeah, I know.
I seek it out unconsciously.
And keep in mind, we're in the 50s. We were raised in the 70s and 80s. And I think, from what I remember of the 70s and 80s, you didn't get all the treats unless you went to your grandparents or something. And it was harder to get them, was it? Was it harder to get those things?
No.
No?
My mom worked full-time, and she would pick up convenience foods on the way home. We always had soda in the house, cookies, potato chips, and stuff with a long shelf life, in other words.
Okay, yeah. And the longer the shelf life, the shorter your life. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Opposite is true. The shorter the shelf life, the longer your life. So that's what you want to do. You want to eat out of the produce aisle, straight out of the produce aisle.
But when my grandparents took us with them on trips, we always stopped at the Tasty Freeze for soft serve ice cream on the way home, or we would stop at Red Barn for a giant barn burger and French fries. And when McDonald's came out with chicken nuggets, of course, she was all over that, my grandmother. And yeah, unfortunately, she died of complications from diabetes. So
Yeah.
enjoying all that food doesn't get you anywhere except an early grave.
All right. So it turns out that high-fat foods, no matter what the source, and also high salt, high sodium, these things, these are the wrong things to eat. That's what it turns out to be, even though we crave them. And actually, a lot of the food today is engineered to be just like that. Even if it's, I don't know, some kind of niche for health, it's still going to be, like plant-based or vegan, it's still going to be unknown to your body and actually create disease. That's what happens.
Yes.
So actually, if you want to know also a quick answer to how can I quickly do something, well, we have events here through our nonprofit, right? We have health optimization travel events. We have the health optimization cruise. We have the health optimization safari. We have La Casa Mas Alta, where you can go, a house that we built in Ecuador in a health optimizing permaculture community, okay, where they're growing their own food. These are totally outside of the paradigm of what most people are in, right? Because most people are trapped into the high fat, high salt eating. Would you say that?
Yes.
And like Denise, you also said, you still seek it out, even though, and I guess I do too. I just am better at denying myself, right, and saying I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell my taste buds no. I'm better at that. But most people, they can't do that. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, I recommend staying away from the foods that trigger you to eat more of them, like anything salty. We were in a grocery store yesterday, and they had free samples of little chip crisps. They were extremely salty, and there were also some veggie chips. Of course, I took one. Mike says, no, it has salt. And I said, one won't hurt me. I was thinking, so I took it. But then last night at dinner, we usually have no chips on the side with our sandwich. But I said this time, can we have the chips, just one serving? And we did. And it's probably because of that triggering event that happened at the grocery store earlier. I had one bite and I wanted more. That's what salty foods do for you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's once you get a taste of it, that's where that expression comes from, right? Once you get a taste of it, you keep wanting more. And that's where everybody is, because we're in a time of abundance. So all these things that people want, they're everywhere, and people can afford them too. That's the thing. I mean, I know we have a lot of the wrong incentives in place, and that needs to change, and hopefully it will. But you still can do a giant amount of effort. You can do the whole thing on your own. You don't need anybody to do this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to make different choices. So that's the other thing we do. We have health optimization clubs now. We have in the villages where we are now, Southwest Florida, we have one there. We have one in the Triangle area. We have one in Northern Virginia, and we have one in Highland County. These are local clubs that are totally free, right?
Yeah.
And we want to associate with people that want to do the best they can. And this is tough, right? This is more like a sociological or psychological issue. So you need the support of people around you because you become like the 5 people that are closest to you, right?
Yes.
So if you hang around with people that are still eating high fat, high salt foods almost all the time, what do you think you're going to eat?
Yeah. High salt, high fat foods.
Yeah, and the more that we're in this, the more that we see what's going on, especially as we get older, because we're over 50. Denise and I were talking about today, I see people who I can see by the way they walk, even out now, people that have neuropathy, which is usually an effect of type 2 diabetes, which is an effect of a cellular issue due to too much fat moving around in your bloodstream. And that's what we just talked about. That's why it's eating the high fat, high salt foods. You have to stop. And how about, like, there are some people that, we don't use the term anymore. We don't use the term whole food plant-based, but some people do. But can somebody eating whole food plant-based be eating high fat and high salt?
Absolutely. It doesn't exclude oil. Oil is plant-based.
That's right. So, and then if it doesn't give you the percentage of calories from fat either.
No.
And what we're talking about, if this is new to you or speaking a foreign language, check out Healthy Vegan Food at healthyveganfood.info. Check that out because that's what we as an organization teach is the way to go because it's what your body recognizes as food. And when you eat what your body recognizes as food, meaning not high fat and not high sodium, then you don't express disease, right? And we call these diseases that we can do something about non-communicable. You don't catch them from anybody. And that's about 75% of the reasons why people die is because they have one of these, right? They don't catch it. It's developed through lifestyle. So
you might be thinking, what's wrong with oil, or isn't olive oil good? No, all oil is bad. It leads to things like obesity and diabetes and heart disease. And if you're wondering why no salt, it inhibits your ability to heal.
That's right, among other things. And don't judge a book by its cover, okay? Just because somebody's thin doesn't mean they don't have these cellular issues.
Yeah.
Because the fat affects you at the cellular level. And yes, some people will express it, meaning they're carrying all this weight. Others, I just saw somebody today had a heart attack who said that apparently this person was eating the best diet. And then I saw some of the comments. And someone was asking, well, are you concerned about the high fat foods and the percentage of calories from fat? And there was no response.
Yeah.
Okay. And this person
people
looked.
have heart attacks too.
Yeah. And this person looked like they were really doing everything right. But don't judge a book by its cover. This matters. It matters what's on the inside. And the way you know is that you won't express any non-communicable disease. Turned out this person had all kinds of heart issues, had a heart attack, had required stents and all kinds of other things because their circulatory system was messed up. That's what happened, really.
Yeah.
So there is hope, though. I mean, lifestyle medicine is the future. If you don't know what that is, find a doctor that takes insurance that is board certified in lifestyle medicine. That's what we do. We combine those 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine with the 6 pillars of healthy vegan food, and with that, you can turn your life around. You are what you eat, and like I said, I believe that the average person should be able to double their lifespan. So I am an optimist. Am I too much of an optimist? Actually, why don't we turn around here too?
No, but you are pretty optimistic. You know what? I have a fun tip for stuff to eat instead of high fat, high salt stuff. We were in a grocery store yesterday called Detweiler's. It's over on the Gulf Coast side. And they had meme sapote. It's a fruit from South America, but you could get them at Detweiler's. And they're ripe when they suddenly turn super soft like an avocado. And I came across a whole bin of soft ones yesterday, and I bought one. I bought a super heavy one, and that could have been my entire lunch. They're so yummy and sweet. They taste like a sweet potato pie. So if you've never tried Meme Zapote or just Meme for short, seek one out.
Yeah, I was impressed with it. I had it for breakfast out the day after you cut it open, and I just went through that whole size super fast. So, like, a lot of times I'm not that enthralled with certain things, but that was pretty good. But you got to get it ripe, like Denise says. All fruits you have to eat ripe. That's what makes it so inconvenient. And the time that it's ripe, it'll start to rot if you don't eat it right away. So, but remember, you want the whole plant, like Denise is saying. Food has grown, right?
Yeah.
That's what people need. They need the fiber. They need the water. And is that, and the nutrition, is that Meme Zapote high fat?
No, but it was 600 calories total. So
Okay.
don't think that you're going to get super skinny just from eating fruit, because you can eat a whole Meme Zapote. That was like 2 meals.
But it was low fat and it was low sodium. And all plants have sodium. You don't need a supplement. You don't need to sprinkle any salt on anything. That's just for your taste buds.
Yeah, it had 35 milligrams of sodium. That's all. That's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, and then the fat is low, but the reason why people want to eat fat is also because of the mouthfeel. It's all about the taste buds, the mouthfeel. You just have to outthink that.
Yeah, but that Meme Zapote had a creamy texture. That's probably
Yeah.
why I liked it.
Yeah, that's right. So we're just at a point right now where everybody's into this, and you can think your way out of it. You can act your way out of it. You can behave your way out of it. You can. That's what we want to say. That's the good news. Like I said, if you want to join us on our travel things, our healthoptimizationcruise.org, links are down below. Healthoptimizationsafari.org, links down below. LaCasaMasAlta.org, that's below. And then check our calendar out, plantbasedevents.info. All our local health club events that we mentioned in those areas that we're in, we have all those, right?
Yeah.
And other events too. We have plants at table events on farms, but it's not that hard. And that's what we see. You just have to surround yourself with the right people. And I'm an optimist, and I believe that we will be able to end or eliminate or eradicate non-communicable disease, which is 75% of all illnesses, 75% of all deaths right now in 2015.
Yeah, completely preventable.
And you just have to do something different than you were taught, right?
Yeah.
We're only now seeing new generations coming up that are raised in this, so they don't have that problem.
Yeah.
They won't have that problem, but everybody else has that problem. That is the only one real problem. That's why we're creating experiences. We create travel events where we curate events with food that doesn't harm humans.
Yeah.
And remember, don't just think because it's plant-based or vegan that you're going to get that. No, you don't get that. I've had to
Right.
not go to events because the food harms me.
I saw a post in our Naples community information group yesterday. It was a menu that some restaurant had shared, and it had mostly animal products on it, like a chicken fettuccine alfredo, and not one but 2 people commented, "Do you have any vegan options?" So I'm so glad that people are asking, but vegan doesn't necessarily mean healthy.
That's right. We see a lot of vegans that are chronically ill. So don't make that assumption. It's got to be because all the vegan food pretty much is high fat. Oh, I want to get this here. Yeah, I want to get this here.
that's gorgeous.
We're in it. There you go.
Yeah.
All the vegan food that's out there, pretty much, except for the healthy vegan food, the 6 pillars is high fat and high sodium. And you don't want to eat that. That's going to create disease. Keep that in mind. So yeah, we're seeing people are getting better, but we have a long way to go. And if you agree that you want to do this, you want the best, you enjoy your life, you want to have fun, you just can't be sick, right? Nobody wants to be sick. So thank you for watching, and check the links that are accompanying this video, the websites that I told you. And is there anything else?
No.
And enjoy the sunset, and make sure you get your 12,000 steps every day. That's one of the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine, right? Is physical activity.
Yep.
So you get that, and when you show up at our events, you get the social connections. That's another pillar of lifestyle medicine, social connections. And then there's plant-based nutrition, and there's 3 others. And I'll put all those in the links to in the links, the description of this video. You will have all 6 pillars right there.
Yep.
So we'll see you in the next one, and share this with a friend, anybody that can benefit, which is everyone. So share it. That's your homework. See you next time.
Bye.